All right, now I'm going to place my vents in the foundation wall. I'm going to do that first before I go back and do any hatching or anything like that. Hatching is, the last thing you want to do. But I'm going to place the vents and code. And that's one thing on code I don't think I put up here, but I do want you to write this down. So stop right now, pause it, pause the video, go get your notebook and write this down that the vent spacing, okay, has to start within 3 feet of each corner. So there has to be a vent within a 3-foot space of each corner. So if I have this corner right here, and then I draw this out 3 foot, I think I did that 3 inches. Let's see, 3 foot. Okay, so basically right in here, I have to have a vent. Okay, so this is how I handle that. I know the size of my vent. The size of my vent is 12 inches wide. Okay, so I can't really I don't want to put the vent directly up against this inside corner. I want to give it a little bit of space. So here's what I do, is I start with a line and I just mark the spot. This is like a construction line. I draw this out 12 inches and then draw it up vertically and to mark the spot. That is going to be the center of my vent, okay? The center of that first vent. I want to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to grab that, I'm going to mirror it, find the center spot of the structure, and then no, I don't want to delete the first one. And there's my second, or the first vent from the other corner. Now I want a total, I said 18 vents. So I want a total of 6 on this side. So this is how I'm going to spread them out in order to get good ventilation. I want 6 on this side, 6 on this side, and then 3 on each end. Okay, and that's going to give plenty of ventilation space. I mean, no matter which way the wind is blowing, it's going to be able to get some kind of circulation under there. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line and make an array out of it. Click on array. All right, and columns, I want 6 columns. Okay, just looking at the direction that I'm actually creating this array in, across the top, that's going to be columns. Okay, and I just want 1 row. Okay, and I'm going to take this all the way, whoops, to the other side, to this other mark that I made. And then I'm going to look at some things here. Column, okay, now actually my columns changed. Let's click on that again to 561. So I'm going to change that back to 6. Okay, and my total distance was, and I kind of forgot what it was now. Okay, so here's all of those lines that I just drew. I don't need all that. I'm going to click on them again, and it made 561 individual lines, and I only need 6. So I'm looking down here at the total distance, which is 46 feet 8 inches. So the number I need is going to be 6. I'm going to go ahead and put this 6 here, but I'm going to remember that 46 foot 8 inches. You might want to write that down. Okay, so I'm going to change that back to 6. And then change this to 46 foot 8 inches. Because see, it's going to default back to what it was before once I change that up at the top. Okay, so that places all 6 of my vents all the way across. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing over here for the 3. Okay. So I'm going to, again, start 1 foot from the end, from the corner, 12 inches. I'm going to draw out to the side so I can actually see where that's going to be at. I'm going to grab that, create an array. Okay, and I'm going to drag it. If I can see it, you want to drag it by the little pointed thing there, by the little arrow, and I'll show you that arrow again. And I actually did not mark it on this side. So that's one thing I have to do. $12 inches and then draw there. Now, okay, so I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to edit this. So see the pointy with the arrow shaped one? I'm going to grab that one and just drag it all the way down here to that mark. Okay, now I'm going to change my columns to 1 this time because I only want 1 column. And then I'm going to change my rows. That's where I'm going to be changing next. So I've got a 26-foot 7-inch span between those 2 points. So I'm going to remember that, and I might even want to write that down. Okay, 26 foot 7 inches. I'm going to change the 320 to 3 because I only want 3 vents. And change this to 26, or actually negative, so it will go downwards. 26 foot 7 inches. Okay, and then that places all 3 of my vents. This one is a little, I didn't quite make that one all the way. There we go. Or nope, still didn't go. Okay, I can fix that. Okay, so one thing I want to do is I want to explode it so I can fix it. And then I'm just going to take this one, put it right here. Okay. All right. And that makes this one a little bit off too, but it's going to be off anyway. I'll show you why. Okay, so I've got my 2 vents here. Those are going to be the center of each vent down at each end. This one is going to be the center of the vent that's kind of in the center, but I can't put it in the center because I have that pilaster right there. I have the pilaster and then I have the beam. So I've got to offset that, and that's, you know, one of the reasons I exploded it, because I'm going to have to move it individually and put it just anywhere, really. You can put it right here, okay? And then just to kind of get a little bit of symmetry out of it, it doesn't have to be perfectly spaced. Well, actually, I'll have to do that one later too, because I'm going to copy them over here. All right, so there's my vents for the side, and my vents for the ends, and my vents for the sides. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is actually make them into vents. So I'm going to take this line, and I think I'm going to go ahead and extend it. I'm going to hit the extend tool and extend all those lines. And that didn't work right. Extend. Okay, so I'm just drawing. Well, for some reason, it's not drawing a window. It's just drawing a line. So I'll click here and just draw all the way across to here and click. And it still didn't work. Okay, so let me try this. Let me just go and click on each one with the extend tool. And it is being rather stubborn. It should extend. Okay, I know why. I forgot that I still have these in a group. So I got to explode that. Now I can hit extend that, and actually now I can draw. And I need to start my drawing down here. All the way until I hit all of those. And they extended the wrong way. And that was probably because I was a little bit too quick on the draw. You just go ahead and extend those. I wasn't being very careful with the way that I placed my cursor. Now I'll go back and cut all those back off. And sometimes I like to leave my mistakes in these videos so you can see that, you know, everybody makes mistakes. You're going to make them. Don't get frustrated. Don't feel bad about yourself because you keep messing stuff up. It happens all the time. The thing is, the main thing is that you know how to go back and fix it. Okay. All right. So I've got those extended. I'm going to go ahead and extend these two. Hold the shift button down. Where did my cursor go? Okay. And it went into 3 dimensions. I didn't want that to happen. Okay, now extend the rest of these. All right, now I'm going to offset them. So the space that I want to cut out of the wall to make these vents is going to be 10 inches wide. So I'm going to offset those 5 inches each way. So type in 5 inches. Offset 5 that way, 5 that way. Okay, and actually this is kind of a slow way to do it. It would probably be better if I did my array after I created the vent itself. That would have been the easiest way to do it, or the better way to do it. But however it works for you is good, just as long as we get good spacing. Okay, now I'm going to go down here and do these as well. Just offsetting them 5 inches both ways. Okay, and that takes care of putting them within 3 feet of each corner, and also gives them some space so they're not like crowded up right there on the corner of the concrete itself. All right, now I'm going to go back and delete the center lines. I'm just going to do that by using a trim. And I'm just deleting that line right out of the center because I don't need that one. Okay, now one line I do need is like a center line going through the vent that kind of, represents a vent. It's kind of like the symbol for a vent. So find the center and just draw a straight line like that. And it looks like I am on the center line. I want to change that to a by layer. Okay, draw that. Okay, draw this one. What I'm doing here to make it faster is I'm drawing the line like I am now. And then, of course, you see I'm still attached to it. I hit the enter button to get out of the line tool. Then I hit the enter button again to get back in the line tool. Enter button to get out. Enter button to get back in. So that'll toggle you back and forth between being in the line tool and not being in the line tool. And it works like that for every tool. Okay, so now they all have center lines to represent their vintageness. Okay, and next thing I'm going to do is I'm really just going to copy those, or actually mirror them from one side to the next. So I'm going to select all those. Make sure you get all the lines selected. Mirror, go to the center, then copy them over. Now I've got all 6 vents over here. I want to do the same up here with these 3. I'm going to mirror, find the center of the structure, and now I've got all 3 over here. Now what I can do to create a little bit more symmetry with the ventilation from here to the other side is move this one. You don't have to. Move it down on this side of the pilaster. Okay, gives you a little bit more of a cross breeze going from here to over here. All right, but that's really not important. That's just a little thing of mine, pet peeve, I guess you would call it. All right, so that is it for this video. We're gonna come back for another video next, and we're gonna do all the annotations. So we're gonna put in some hatching, and we're gonna put some annotations down. So that'll be the last video. And then you'll have the plan view for your pier beam foundation complete.